and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm excited to have you here. I've had several new subscribers. I'm having a lot of fun chatting with you guys and getting to know you and kind of exploring each other's channels and things like that. So welcome. I enjoy having you here. To my subscribers that watch all the time, I love you. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I am enjoying it very, very much. So today is a paycheck one, paycheck to paycheck budgeting. So this is the first pay period of this month, and I'm kind of behind on getting started. So what I'm going to do today is get this filled out, get paycheck one budgeted, and some of the actual numbers are already happening right now because today is October 2nd. My husband gets paid on the 1st of the month. And so, yeah, I have all this stuff happening all at once. So here we go. Let's get started. Okay, I am back. So I have popped my paper out of my notebook. I use a tool notebook, just a plain notebook, nothing special about it. I actually got it on sale at a steep discount that they were doing at one of the office supply stores. And I hole punch my own budget sheets that I create and sell on Etsy. So if you're interested or like the design, which I absolutely love, this pumpkin and sunflower fall design, all of fall I'll be using pumpkins. So hint, hint for November. I'm working on those and hopefully we'll get those up pretty soon. But yeah, October's up in the shop and this is what I have for this month. I also do plain budget sheets that has no decor and you can use them over and over again every month. And it's not in the cursive writing or in the script writing, it's more in a block letter writing. So if you're interested in sheets like that, I also sell those in my shop and they're just budget sheets, not designated for a specific month. Moving on from that, let's start with my paycheck one. So every paycheck I do a balance forward. And all that means is like a rollover or things like that. Anything from the previous paycheck period or the previous month, whatever was sitting in my checking account the night before the deposits were hit, that is my balance forward from the previous income, and that's what I put at the top. So we discovered when I closed out my budget, and that was the last video I put up, my September closeout or results video, I had just enough money to keep things going okay. It was $32.18. And that was what I began with. So that is going to be my actuals. I was hoping to have a little bit more, but there was a last minute thing that happened and I needed to spend $8.04, I think, or something like that. So military retirement, that is a standard payment every month. My husband did serve 20 years in the Navy. So he gets a military retirement check. It's $1,497.18. And if you are curious, he was a first-class petty officer that retired after 20 years. So he did not make chief, but that's okay. We still get a retirement check every month. Now, this is after taxes are taken out, because we live in the state of Virginia. They do take taxes out, and this is after vision, dental, medical are taken out, and SGLI for me. You pay into it for so many months, and then it makes me eligible to receive 55% of my husband's retirement check when he passes, if he passes before I do. And so that is what I have there. And let's go ahead and put that as the actual because the deposit has already occurred. And this is the same every month. So this is actually around $2,000 before we get it, before everything's taken out. So that gives you an idea of what we're getting. VA disability is not taxed. It's a specific amount straight from the government. They do not tax you on it. And so no taxes are taken out. You just get what they say, and that's what you get. And his is $2,160.18. I find it odd they both end in 18 cents this year. Now they do get adjusted for cost of living. Sometimes they can be adjusted for other reasons. It's up to the VA. So always stay on top of that. But that is where we're at. And then rent. So my son pays us rent. It was $6.64. And then dividends were 2 cents in our bank account, and I just kind of added to the end of his rent just because I didn't want to do a whole line for 2 pennies. So $6.64. And then my husband's salary check, which he gets every other Friday from his job, happened to fall on the 1st of October. So we got that earlier than we normally get. And we're getting a third paycheck or third salary check this month, which we typically don't do. And when you get paid every other week, if there's a 5-week month, where there's 5 Fridays or 5 Thursdays in one week, that typically happens a couple times a year. Earlier, I think it happened like in April and then October. So that's kind of how that works. So salary was $2,313.29. That was the exact amount. So that's what we're going to put here. Now, if I had done this before the paychecks started showing up in the bank account, I would have put an estimate and it would have looked a little bit different. I would probably put 28 instead of 29 here for the change as far as salary. And then I would not have put the 2 pennies here, which is not a lot of change. This doesn't change every month. And then this would have been like $40 and some change. So that was what I would have had, but since that's not the case, then we'll just put all actuals down. So let's come up with our actual income for the month, or not for the month, for the paycheck one of the first 14 days of the month. So paycheck 2 will be on October 15th. So this has to cover all 14 days or the first 2 weeks of October, and all the bills that fall from the 1st to the 15th or 14th, and all the spending categories for the 1st through the 14th. So basically I just split my spending categories in half, gave myself half on the 1st, and I'll give myself half on the 15th, and then that'll be my whole month. As far as the extra paycheck, which happens on the 29th of October, that is more likely savings, buffer, or anything else that we might need in case of an emergency. So, but we're actually going to be doing some savings. I have not done any savings since probably the end of July, maybe before in June. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been so long. We've had a spendy July, August, and September that it's time to save. So that's what we're doing this month. And hopefully I can save the entire paycheck. And the other thing going on this month is my husband is traveling on business. He is a contractor for the Navy. So he is somewhere out in the Atlantic with the ships and doing his job. And his company pays him overtime to do that just for the month of October, or however long he's out to sea. So he is out to sea. I call it traveling on business because it's not really a Navy sailor anymore. And so that's what that is. So I will be having overtime in my numbers, and the third paycheck will have extra money from overtime. So it's an exciting month. It's a little crazy, but we'll see what happens. So let's go ahead and total this up and find out what we have to work with for this paycheck period. Okay, so this is what I have. I have $6,666. That's a lot of sixes, and 85 cents. So that is awesome. Okay, so now that I know how much income I have to work with to pay all the bills and set up the spending categories and try to stay within a budget, let's go ahead and move on to my bills and expenses. So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to move this off to the side, and I'm going to list out the bills and expenses, the names of them, and then I'm going to come over here and then we will together go over the amounts for those bills and expenses. Okay, I am back. So here we go. I have all my bills and expenses listed here. Typically, I always do bills and expenses. I do not do variable and fixed, which is another way of doing it because I don't have too many items that are actually variable. Even my utilities, They do vary month to month, but because I get the bill in time before I do these videos, I already know what the amount's about and I don't have to worry about it. And when it is off just a little bit, I have an actual column and I can write an over and under if it changes. So that's never a big deal to me. So, but if you do have several items that are variable, and you have a handful of fixed, it is good to set it up that way. It just depends on how you want to look at your budget. Now, paycheck to paycheck, I just write all the bills and list them out and I'm good to go. Let's see, the first thing I have here is our mortgage. Now, our mortgage includes our homeowner's insurance and property tax, which combined is probably about $500, there and about. I'm not sure exactly how much of each, but there and about. We pay $1,990.98. So about $1,500 of this is our actual principal and interest for the mortgage, and the rest of it is, like I said, property tax and homeowners insurance. Helping Hands is a tithe to the military retirement deposit that we get. My husband likes to tithe out of that, and he's very generous. And this is where we tithe $200 a month, and it's just at our church. And it's to help any of the families at church that are in need, especially this past year. It was very important to do that. A VA disability, we tithe, that's the other tithe. I'll get to that when I get to Greater Europe Missions, this gem right here. Greater Europe Missions is so long, I just initial it. Virginia Natural Gas, our gas is still very low because it's only heating up water or things like that. We're not running our gas heat to heat the home and fireplace and stuff, and we don't have a gas stove. So that's what we're using our natural gas for, and it was at $31.57. Now, a lot of utility companies, including electric and natural gas, in certain areas may have a program where they can average one entire year of your spending in your household as far as electric or gas or things like that. I'm not sure about gas, but definitely electric. And they just take an average for the year, divide it by 12, and then there you go. You don't have to think about it. You just pay almost the same amount every month or the same amount every month, and they do an adjustment at the end of the year, and then they start again. So I'm actually working with someone that does that with their electric, and it's new to me. I typically pay whatever the bill is because usually our budget and our income can handle that, and I don't need the same amount every month. But if you're in need of something like that, check out your utilities and see if they have a program and that might work. Because, this electric bill, because my husband has to have the house 68, 69 degrees, which is rather chilly, but he overheats so bad. This makes so much more, makes things more comfortable for him. Our electric bill, which was through the roof, was $250.56. And yeah, I just paid it. It just got paid this morning and we're good to go. And normally I pay this like closer to middle of the month with the second or the check that's closer to the 15th, 16th time frame. But this bill was actually due on October 14th. And because this income is covering October 1st through October 14th, then I have to go, okay, let's go ahead and pay it in the front end of the month. So it's not a day late when my husband gets paid on the 15th. So that's why I paid it already. Let's see, Humana Health. This is my oldest son who aged out of our healthcare, who is 20, he aged out at 21. But you can still get healthcare through the military TRICARE, so we can all have the same provider and all that stuff. But he has TRICARE Young Adult, I think it's called. Humana Health is $4.59, and that will be going up $15 next year. So yeah, there's that. But my son pays his insurance, or not insurance, he pays his rent, and that's what we pay his insurance with. So it's not really out of pocket to us, but it is out of pocket. Because that's just what we wanted. We wanted everybody on the same medical and team kind of thing. Greater Europe Missions, like I said before, it is tithing from our VA disability, and we support a family, missionaries of husband, wife, and son, and they are in Germany, and we love them, and we give $231.75. They actually receive 225 of it, and we pay the processing fee for the debit card that we use. So there's that. Tithe. So my husband's salary check, this is the tithing for the salary check. A lot of tithing going on here. $310. That's another thing we prayed about, another thing we decided to tithe on, and God has been amazing with everything that He's done with us and with the income that we provide out. That's actually just God's income, so that's kind of cool. Watching that and seeing how that goes. Geico is our car insurance. $107.43 is what we pay there, and that is for a 2013 Nissan Armada and a 2010 Jeep Wrangler. So combined, which is, I think is a pretty good deal, comparatively speaking. The next thing I have is Boss Land and Lawn. We are going to reduce, and I got to text that guy today, our grass cutting for every other week. I think that's what I need. I have to look at a calendar. Hold on a second. So he's coming here. Oh no, that's for the whole month. That's not what I meant to do. Let's see. I'm going to have to redo my numbers now because I'm over on my cheat sheet over here. Boss Land and Lawn, we're going to have them come on the 7th and the 21st of this month to cut grass. So that will be $55 on the 7th. And then Hopewell, which is a Christian counseling service that I've been going to with my husband. And even though my husband's gone, I still go to. They're amazing. It's not just a marriage counseling, it's life and our faith and all of that. And they are aligned with that. And it's been amazing how to see God work in those ways. So, yeah, I don't want to go too much detail, but I am enjoying it. And I do appreciate what they've done. And, you know, for me, it's worth it, even though it's not covered by insurance, because if they did insurance, then they couldn't use faith. I prefer to, you know, God's provided this money for me to do this, and has provided the ability for us to become debt-free and consumer debt-free in order to do this. So I'm praising the Lord for that. That's awesome. Visa payoff September. All right, if you saw I don't know if I had all this stuff in there. I think things happened after I filmed my sinking funds, savings tracker, and credit card log. I do all three in one video. So I have my September, let me find my September credit card log here. And I'll just kind of show this to you. I ended September higher than what the video said, because there were a few days all the way up to the last day of the month that I did. I think I ended it probably here, maybe? I'm not sure. I can't remember what, maybe here, the 21st, possibly. I don't know. I didn't think I was going to spend any more, but we were running such low on cash. I was like, you know what, it's going to come out of the next month's paycheck anyway, and things were going on. So I bought some things with Home Group, a grocery store run, and then gas. I had to have gas, and I didn't have any cash in the budget. As you saw, I only had $32 at the end of September in my actual checking account. So instead of dipping into savings or transferring funds, again, I'd already transferred $200. It was just a spendy month. I had allergy and asthma appointment that I took care of. Why Not? My husband wanted pizza from Why Not before he left, and you know, gas, groceries, and then this is for my health. I go to N8 Chiropractic, and they do adjustments on me, and it's really helped my back pain quite a bit, and it's been amazing. And then I had bought some stuff for myself at Joann's, and I was just feeling bad for myself, so I used that. So anyways, I had all this done, and it came up to $846.08, still rolled over into the 1st of October. So what I did is I went ahead and made a payment for $800, oh gosh, what was it? $47 even. 47, that just straight up $847. I didn't want to change anything or move things around. I just did and paid off September and a little bit more. And because I still spent on there, my son wanted specific Legos. He had birthday money and it's in his checking account. I'm going to pay my Visa credit card with that checking account and pay his, buy his Legos for him. But I've already put it on the card and I'll process that later. But the rest of it was my stuff. And I'm like, I have got to get this down because it's making me nervous. And I mean, look, that's almost $1,000 right there. That's pretty high. So yeah, not a good month. September was not kind to us. I think a lot of it, we had this mentality of, well, we're going into October. We know we're going to get overtime money. So screw it, let's just do it. And that was kind of a little bit what was happening. And I tried not to do that, but you know, temptation gets the best of me like it does everyone. And I fell into that. So, but I do know that I'm working on that and October will be better. And I'm just making plans for it. So the last thing I have is my spending categories. These last four is always my spending categories. And anything after that is unbudgeted, things I didn't plan for, but I took out of the buffer of the checking account. So this time we'll have some buffer, but I want to save quite a bit of that, and we'll see how that turns out for the next paycheck, because I'm going to need it for the next paycheck. Let's see, grocery household, I put $500. Restaurants, I put $325, and this is where I hopefully will save money because one, my husband's out to sea, and we don't eat out as much when he's gone, and two, I just recently got diagnosed as diabetic, so I have to restructure my whole life, and type 2 diabetes. And got all my supplies today. I'm not taking shots yet, insulin, but I am taking medication, and I need to check my blood sugar often. And I have not gotten to the nerve where I can prick my own finger yet. So hopefully I'll get there, but I'm definitely able to take the medication they're giving me, and then lifestyle changes first, and then hopefully workout changes as well. So that is where I'm there with that, and hopefully we can definitely get the restaurants under control, and maybe I can get my blood sugar under control. Miscellaneous, I am doing $275. In case Jack needs winter clothes and stuff for school like that, that he's outgrown or no longer fits into and stuff. Gasoline is $125. We should be able to stay in that. Once my husband gets back, I'll have to, whenever that is, I'll have to go ahead and increase that budget. But for right now, this is good. Let's see. That is that. So let's total all this up real quick. Okay, I am back. So this is what I have. I have $5,818.29. I'm gonna make that a negative. Sorry if the light is like right on the calculator. Okay, and then add that to the $6,666.85. That number tickles me. So that gives me $848.56. So that is my budget. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom back out, get this back in my notebook, and we'll close out this video. Okay, that's it. That is where I'm at. I have my budget. I will start filling in my actuals. A few things I can already fill in are like my mortgage here. That's already cleared because today is the 2nd and it came out overnight. It comes out on the, well, it's assigned to come out on the 1st, but they actually don't do it until the midnight of the 1st, before the 2nd. So I'm not sure why they do it that way. I have $200 already out for this. My natural gas, I had it come out on the 1st as well because I knew all this income would be in here. I wanted to make sure my utilities were covered. $250, $56, and then this $800 $147. I went ahead and paid that because, well, if I didn't, it wouldn't have got paid. It would have not happened. So that is where I'm at. I think things are looking really good. I'm confident for the rest of the month, especially because of the overtime, but I want to use the money and save the money and steward the money wisely for our family and for God and all of that, because it's important to do, and it's, you know, it's what I've been called to do. So to me, it's very, very important. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, comments, or anything, put them in the comment section below. I love to just talk about them and get your thoughts on how I budget, what I'm budgeting, what you think about it. So I hope you have an amazing and blessed day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.